introduce our next speaker, our fourth speaker, Craig M. Chavez Jr. from the US. Craig just published a business book, Burdens of a Dream, with a ton of wow stories. The book is entitled Burdens of a Dream, and he's connecting to us from the US. His speech title is American Immigrant. American Immigrant. Let's all welcome Craig M. Chavez Jr.
Hello.
Hey, how y'all doing? So I'll start off by reading one of my excerpts, and it's a poem called American Immigrant. Land of the free and home of the brave, built on the backs of others, the poor and the enslaved. Supposedly, meritocracy reigns free, with the cream rising to the top, but fallacies like trickle-down economics have been exposed, drop by drop. I was told to stop questioning, turn a blind eye, and always obey. Sadly, I never knew what my country was until I decided to move away. Red, white, and blue, it all seemed so perfect. But for months, I doubted my decision to leave. Was it all worth it? See, I was programmed to believe that I knew it all. Thankfully, I was incorrect, and my ego disintegrated like leaves in the fall. Not looking back, I naively moved forward and boarded that plane. Unprepared for the unknown, unprepared for change. Goodbye, America, my once forever home. I was born a nomad. Why should I resist my calling to roam? Never in my wildest dreams could this have been true, that I would discover my life's calling in the fertile valleys of Peru. I was now an American immigrant. Isn't that quite odd? Not for me, because I answered a calling, which came directly from God. Now paying it forward to help those in need. My mission is simple: live life on your terms and escape from a system that's built on greed. Looking back, this all seems so far-fetched, a fantasy, a dream. But I was rewarded for staying the course and embracing the unseen. So when you arrive at the next crossroads in your life, respond and don't react. Take the road less traveled, you won't regret it. Trust me, that's a fact. And so that preludes into my book called Burdens of a Dream, and I'm gonna read some excerpts from that as well. And so this book, it's dedicated to all those who dare to answer their calling to abandon the status quo, follow the road not taken, and discover the person they're truly meant to become. Grateful and humbled, I returned to the United States after experiencing a transformational, mind-altering, and unforgettable adventure which forever changed my life. Never in my wildest dreams could I have imagined that I would leave everything behind, immigrate to a foreign country, and discover who I was meant to become. Like a river, the content of this book flows spontaneously and organically straight from its source. Within these pages, you'll get to know my personal story and the lessons I learned, which defined and transformed me into being the creative entrepreneur I am today. I intentionally entitled this book Burdens of a Dream because I wanted to expose the hidden costs associated with embarking on the journey of entrepreneurship. The subtitle, 33 Actionable Nuggets of Wisdom for the Creative Entrepreneur, is just what it sounds like. Pieces of advice I culled from my life experience. Now I'm sure you're wondering, what exactly is a creative entrepreneur? Well, this is a complicated question, and I too struggled with defining what these words meant for me. After endless self-questioning, I decided to create my own definition. To me, a creative entrepreneur is anyone who takes a calculated risk to create something out of nothing and share it with the world. I recommend that you read and analyze every chapter as an individual case study before moving on to the next. From there, apply your insights and lessons learned to circumvent inevitable obstacles, prevent self-sabotage, and optimize performance within your life. Now I leave you with the opening stanza from Robert Frost's The Road Not Taken to prepare your mind for what awaits you in the following pages. Two roads diverge in a wood, and sorry, I could not travel both. And be one traveler long I stood, and looked down as far as I could to where it bent and the undergrowth. Chapter 1. My life drastically changed the moment I tore my hamstring while returning a punt during my sophomore year playing college football. After suffering this season-ending injury, I quickly entered a spiral of depression and contemplated dropping out of school. For some mysterious reason, my Spanish professor intervened in my life and recommended I apply for a scholarship to study abroad in Costa Rica. Although I gladly filled out the paperwork to make her happy, I quickly erased any hope of winning the award. Serendipitously, 1 month later, I received an email confirming I won the scholarship plus a stipend to study abroad. Within a few months, I spoke conversational Spanish, was unexpectedly bit by the travel bug, and became addicted to world travel. Additionally, this experience also exposed me to the possibilities of living and working in another country. Upon returning from Costa Rica, I immediately switched my major to entrepreneurship, co-founded an e-commerce business, and invested the profits in studying abroad in Spain the following summer. Chapter 2. After obtaining my undergraduate degree, I decided to continue my education and earn my MBA before I entered the workforce. During my final semester of studies and only a few weeks before graduation, I started interviewing for various corporate jobs in New York City and San Francisco. Throughout each interview, I observed the hiring managers suavely manipulating my young ego. According to them, I would have a bright future, rapidly ascend through the organizational ranks, and enjoy a long-lasting career. Although I enjoyed the business class flights, flattery, and upgraded hotel suites, my conscience warned me that I would not enjoy working within these environments. Realizing this fact, I sought out other avenues and randomly connected with a Peace Corps recruiter at a local career fair. Without hesitation, I willingly completed the arduous application, traversed the gauntlet of medical exams, and was invited to serve in Peru as a community economic development facilitator. With corporate America in the rearview mirror, I packed my bags and prepared for the oncoming adventure. And that's part of my story of becoming an American immigrant. Thank you.
Thank you, Craig. That's great. I'm the son of an entrepreneur who happens to also have been from Peru. And I got to live in Peru for 3 years, staying first with family and then living on my own, teaching English, working in business as well. It was really an amazing experience to be living in a foreign country for a while. It was really, really fantastic. So I can definitely appreciate that and all your experiences there. Good for you for writing a book as well.